In today's video we have two products, well actually three, but two main products that I'm going to mention today, including this case, which is Deepcool's CG590U with 5 fans, so 5F, and then we have the Spartacus 360 AAO, and finally the third product that you already seen in a couple of videos in different iterations, which is the PN1000M. So we had the PN850M, I think it was 750M as well, but regardless of that, the power supply. So today we're going to talk about the case first, and then we're going to move with the AAO, just because these two products are actually quite interesting. First and foremost, this is the first Deepcool case that has two 120 here at the back that can also fit a 360 at the top. So this is really good and gets more exhaust done through the rear. So we have 5 fans coming equipped with the case. So you have 2 at the rear and you have 3 on the side. The side ones are reversed, as well as you're going to go most likely with the bottom ones as additional intake as reversed fans and create more intake for the GPU. Now with this case, what you get is loads of space above the motherboard, so you can go with really thick radiator plus fans without any obstruction regarding the VRM passive heatsinks or the RAM's clearance, so that's good. But the next thing that might depend on the clearance are actually these fans at the back, because depending on the length of a 360 AAO, this is quite important for you to take into consideration. Will the radiator actually fit? Because the fans aren't a problem. This Spartacus 360 is a bit longer, and I get to that part when we're going to talk about specifically the AAO. But in this scenario, I had to lower the fans. So when I lowered them down, I managed to push the radiator here above the fans and then just squeeze it in on the front, giving me much more space for a 360 radiator. Usually 360 radiators are shorter, and just because of this part right here where the radiator actually ends right where the fans are, a bit extended but not drastic like the Spartacus 360. Do take into consideration that the radiator can't be longer than 400 millimeters, so yeah, that's quite important. Now what this case also supports is back connect, and talking about that, it's really neatly done because you don't have to move your power supply to get the clearance for example, 2 EPS cables at the back, because it's right above the power supply, so you can actually connect everything straightforward, no issues whatsoever, which is really good. You have a dust filter at the bottom, which is magnetic. You have a dust filter which is pre-attached to this part, and the most important thing about this case is the curved tempered glass that goes from the side to the front, and it's really magnificent when you take a look at it, because usually we had cases that are in 2 pieces, meaning that the curvature happens and then they just cut the tempered glass to have the side panels separately. This case has it in 1 piece. You have to untie the front thumb screw, which is located at the bottom front part of the chassis, and then it's held on 4 hinges here on the side and 4 pegs on the front, which means that you just have to pull it towards you so the pegs actually release and you're good to go. Just be careful, and that's all that I can say. Now at the back you have loads of clearance, I would say about 9 centimeters, which gives you loads of space for organizing the cables regarding back connect, and 9 centimeters of clearance. This will give you just enough space to reroute all the cables at the back, not having a mess at the back. For instance, if you're wanting to go, because there is a certain caddy where supports 2.5-inch SSDs, giving you clearance for that. And that's not all, because with this case you get small fan and addressable RGB hub that you already have 2 PWM headers and 2 addressable RGB headers pre-connected, and you have 2 of each additionally to connect any additional parts. So that's really good. Now at the top we have a power on button, we have an LED button because of that controller, since the reset button is directly connected to that hub. Then we have 3.5mm jack for your audio and microphone, 2 USB 3.0 and 1 USB Type-C. The case comes in black and white. At the back side it supports 2 120. On the side it supports 3 120mm fans, or 120, 240 or 360 radiators. At the top we can go with 3 120 or 2 140 fans, or when we're talking about radiator support, 120, 140, 240, 280 or 360. At the bottom we could go with 3 120, or you could go with 3.5-inch hard drive and 2 120, or 2.5-inch SSD and to 120, and in addition to that we have a radiator support 120, 240, 360. The backside panel that can be removed with 4 screws can support one 3.5-inch hard drive or two 2.5-inch SSDs additionally. For the compatibility, you have maximum GPU latent 410, maximum PSU length at 210, maximum CPU cooler height 160, and that's about it when we're talking about the case. A cool case, cool design, really loving a different approach from Deepcool, since we usually don't have fish tanks from them. It's something like MIDI tower, front airflow, intake mesh panel and stuff like that. Today we have something a bit different with a complete curved tempered glass, well, on the edge right here, so 270-degree curved tempered glass, which is outstanding, and a panoramic view, let's put it this way. Now for the Spartacus 360, this AIO has a 3.4-inch IPS screen which has 480 x 480 resolution. We don't have RGB fans because we're talking about some sort of a performance with LCD. And the cool thing about the software is that well, basically the accessory box has additional controller that needs to be connected to be able to connect the AIO, and it basically gives you an option to connect the fans, to connect the pump, and connect the LCD screen, which is great. With that, you have a specific port for AIO pump for RPMs, and then you have two additional ports for addressable RGB and PWM, which give you a chance to control literally everything in their software. Now, with that said, you do need to have a SATA connection directly from your power supply to power up the controller. But what this gives you is a magnetic top that is easily removable. You can rotate it inside the software quite easily. There's no fuss about that. And the cool thing about the software is basically you have some sort of a regular normal mode, then you have the AI performance mode. You have loads of other functionalities, including adjusting the pump speed, adjusting the fan speed, going with synchronization with your motherboard. And then in that scenario, you can't go directly to the addressable RGB because it's synchronizing with your motherboard. You have a Zen mode that locks the screen to a certain display that you can't change anymore, but you just simply remove the Zen mode and you can go back to adjusting the screen. And when we're talking about customizing the screen, this is actually quite interesting because this software now works instantly. So what you can do is, apart from of course uploading picture GIFs or MP4 videos, it actually does work instantly when you're using their presets right out of their software. So you can go with, and I'm just going to name a few because there's a bunch. You have CPU temperature, CPU load, GPU temperature, GPU load, memory usage, you have upload and download time. It just goes really beyond. You have like 15 if I'm not mistaken, and they're instant. So immediately when you drag and drop to the like preset screen, you can definitely see that immediately on your screen in your PC, which is outstanding. Now, there are also other ways to do this because you can either go with vertical or horizontal position or full screen, which gives you an option to go with GIFs or MP4 videos. But then for the horizontal and vertical position of the screen, it doesn't rotate it or anything similar to that. It just gives a different position for the sensors to be shown on the LCD screen, giving you an option to choose from the presets. So 1x1, 1x2, and 1x3, depending on the horizontal or vertical. It's 1x1, 2x1, 3x1. So you get that picture. But it's really straightforward. I'm really digging. And in that combination, you could do what I did. You have a picture at the top and you have three small sensors at the bottom, just giving it a quite nice visual aspect to the whole build, to the LCD, and still checking out. The important part is the sensor panels, which is great. Now, for those specifications that I really need to mention because it's quite interesting, we're talking about the anti-leak tech, which you already noticed from Deepcool's past AIOs. We're having radiator dimensions 402, 120, 27. So I would actually suggest going with a bit shorter radiator, something like, actually 2 millimeters is quite enough to fit a regular radiator, so 400 millimeters would fit in this CG590U without any problems. Tube length is 410 millimeters, and I definitely wouldn't suggest going anything shorter than this unless you can move the tubes on the sides, just like on Spartacus 360 in pair with this case. Pump dimensions are 99, 91, 65 millimeters. Pump speed goes from 2500 to 3400 RPMs. PWM 4-pin, and the dimensions of the fans are 120, 120, 25. So the whole dimensions of the radiator plus fans is 52 millimeters. The fan speed up from 500 to 2500 RPMs with 0 RPM potentially if the speeds are lower than 5% PWM. Fan airflow is 79.89 CFM, fan air pressure is 3.30 millimeters H2O, and fan noise is up to 32.23 decibels. That's quite precise, I do have to say. Now, just for the software, you go to their official website. You can either go directly to Spartacus 360 and you have a download options with their Deepcool Deep Creative software and do all the magic that you can do here. But now it's time to go with benchmarks because we went through everything. Oh yeah, I forgot one thing. So the clips here on the tubes, this is quite important. The initial packaging, the cable from the pump goes directly here between the tubes. Now, honestly, this could have been done much nicer. So, yeah, there's that. But the good thing is, you can either leave it as it is, and I was afraid that that's the only way you could do it. But if you remove one tube, you have an opening to remove the cable outside, so it doesn't dangle between the tubes, and you can push it upwards or just hide it however you find it nicer than the original position that it was. You could, and you get another clip inside the accessory box, but just to give you an idea so you don't cringe when you open the box and you see the cable, which is actually nicely braided. I can't argue with that. But since the cable isn't, it could be straight if you pull it and you align it properly. But then again, it's right between the tubes and it could be hidden nicer. So yeah, just to give you heads up, that's all there is to it. So let's move forward with the benchmarks. I think that's quite important as well. We're going with AMD Ryzen 9 7900X3D in Deepcool CG590U 5F and Spartacus 360 cooling down the CPU. For the information, because the CG590U is also a case and we need to know thermals for the GPU, we're having PNY GeForce RTX 5080 Slim OC edition, and you saw that in the past build that I did. We have it here again just to get more thermals, more information about this GPU, and actually to see how this case performs. So in AIDA 64 Extreme Edition, CPU goes up to 81 degrees. Clock speed is 4800 megahertz, which is quite solid. The clock speed is on average and CPU thermals are really up high. So in terms of the chart, not in terms of the thermals. And the GPU goes at 64. So this is by half degree lower than in the past case, which is great. The bottom intake is really functioning with this card, so that's really outstanding. And the thermals are really there, so nothing to worry about that. In Cinebench, we have those 10 runs on average. The thermals for those 10 runs on average are 76.7 degrees, which is outstanding. 5008 megahertz clock speed, which really goes up higher. I think it's top 5, top 6 or something like that. And the Cinebench score is 26,837, which proves that Spartacus 360, apart from it having a nice pump block with the LCD that can be managed quite nicely and customized without any problems, you also get a well-performing AAO, without a doubt. Specifically with these fans and the pump and everything that they've been producing throughout the years, this is going quite nicely forward without any, without any mistake. The case has no flaws. In terms of the final product finish, there's literally no dents through the shipping or packaging or anything similar to that. So that's really good. And basically in this combination, you'll struggle just a bit to put the Spartacus here on top, but it is possible. But in general, what I wanted to say about the CG590, be careful when you're choosing. Go with at least 400 millimeters of length, and the thickness with these two fans at the back, if it's that length, you have to think about 27 millimeters maximum thickness. If you can go with a shorter radiator that is still 360, then you can imagine we're having clearance really up towards the VRM, well, basically motherboard. So yeah, that's good. PC Crazy approved badge just because of the performance, because I can't give it a performance badge because it doesn't go really up high in top 3. So yeah, there's that. But in general, I'm really digging the case, a bit of a different approach from Deepcool, and definitely loving the AAO, specifically because of the customization and course, the most important part, the performance. That'll be all for today, guys. I'll try to find the links for the CG590U 5F and Spartacus 360 in local areas where it could be most affordable for you guys. And that'll be all for today. Let me know if you would go with this type of combination with Spartacus and the CG590, and that'll be all for today. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, click the notification bell, and I will see you quite shortly in a new one. Thanks. Bye-bye.